Hey everybody, how's it going? Today we start the perusal through my box. We'll go through element by element this week. We'll start with fire, as that's the first one on the element chart. We'll go in order from oldest to newest, and I'll just talk about individual monsters that I can think of along the way that we want to talk about. And we'll end by comparing. I found my first video when the first 9.1 update, I believe, dropped to add the counter for each element. Before, you only had the top 10 overall. And then see how it compares with the values then and now. Okay, so we can start here. As you can see, my very first monster in the JP version of Monster Strike was Cinderella. And I do recall clearing Marishten, I believe, with her, with the help of other people's, of course. But that was a nice. I felt like it was a nice start, and I really don't like doing the reset marathon, so just took that. And luckily she had a pretty decent Transcension that came out to get back then. Now it's a little bit but definitely use her a good amount. And I guess you see Saint Seiya there, and then I immediately got another Cinderella as my next fire gacha monster, which is interesting. But you can see right next there is the Spider-Man Tsum Tsum, and I do remember pulling these when actually in Japan, in the elevator when talking to Pete and SF. I remember. And I think that, and pulling it after SF was lamenting that he couldn't get any of those Tsum Tsum guys, and then I happened to pull him from a Tokudama, which was pretty memorable. Let's see, Dahlia, Lindsay. I mean, unfortunately, this little pup hasn't really got much use, but he looks pretty cool at least. Lindsay looking pretty. I don't even know what's the right word, but as you can see, I've just fused so much into him. There's only a few gacha monsters that I fused into, but Lindsay, before he got his Transcension, pretty garbage. So, I mean, that was just like, alright, just feed them together. Got Takeda Shingen, Ryoma, and Son Goku. That's a pretty strong trio there in a row. Pretty cool to see. Of course, I didn't get them all in a row. This is just the fire at once. Prometheus, he just got his Transcension, which I mean, I guess you can't really expect much out of it. Like, I mean, the Slayers are great, but where are you gonna see those chicken avian type monsters? The Beast, the Etherian, right? The Genju and the Dragons. They're just not that many bosses that fall under that category. So if they do end up making a super hard quest that meets Prometheus, then Prometheus is going to be by far the OP. But on the other hand, he's going to be the only OP because nobody else really does that. So it's a really tough situation to see him shine. Lasagna there, which is pretty nice after that one Kinki no Goku level. Walpurgis is nice, right? We had that surprise Valentine's Transcension last year, I think. And there was some leaked images. So I was like, there's no way this is real, but there's no way somebody would have that much quality in a fake like that, right? So that was interesting, and I believe she's one of the very few limited monsters that I got on the first release gacha of. So that was a pretty nice moment for sure. Agnamut in her Kai transcended form, which is, as you can see, I haven't really used her that much. But, I mean, the art's nice. I feel like, honestly, I think I like the transcended art a little bit better. Maybe that's just me, but definitely an interesting monster. Hopefully can get some more use. There's another Son Goku. This is nice. Lancelot X. I do remember getting from one of those special gachas where you get it out of turn, because I don't think I've ever pulled on the Red Stars gacha. And most notably, I remember this was like the last monster that Giko-chan didn't have. and he was struggling to get him. I was happy to get that before him. Small little brag there. Oh, Flag and X Dragon here. How this guy helped me out through 33 on the Kinki no Goku? Not Kinki no Goku, Tower of Champions back in the day, right? Like, that stage was really tough for the longest time, right? Getting those 4 Puyos, and you know, with the Slayer, and being able to survive in that stage, he was able to get me through that a lot of times. So pretty cool. And of course, we got Lisa Hawkeye here, who, you know, with that bullet, when that first came out, that was revolutionary, right? Pretty, you know, very happy to max like her there. We've got Kagutsuchi here, you know, the first monster that came with the Montama Ridora. Definitely came as a surprise for me, right? There was no like confirmation or anything. It just bam, Kagutsuchi, and that was before you actually got the Ridora, right? Like he would actually come out as him, which is not going to be the case anymore. So I was happy to get that in that form, and it, you know, gave me the excuse to skip level 5 from that point on, because there was no reason to do it because I already got one. You know, I just wanted that new 5-star monster, which is really nice as a free-to-play player. No. I remember, I'm pretty sure I got this back to back. Actually, I know I have a document somewhere where I keep track of all of this. Let's see if I can find. But I do remember like getting her the first time. I think it was through a Mondama. I was like, yes, I don't have no. And then going to the next gacha only to pull no right away. Like, oh, okay. And then I feel like I got her again really quickly. Okay. Yeah, I got her from the 4-year anniversary, and then promptly got her as the first on my Choju Shinsai Legends gacha. And then the next Mondama was no. Okay, so I had that a little back mixed up, but yeah. So you can see here, no, and no up here, because the rest are not gachas for fire. And I think right now I do have a total of 5 of her, so I should actually feed that 5th one in to start pumping up her luck. Because what else am I going to do with that? Let's see, I think I got Scold here. I used her in, I don't know if it was for the, you know, the Gyokuro, the Jade, Sealed Jades or not, but that's a Mies. Iwatoshi. Sailor Himiko. You know, the Sailor Moon collab. Definitely one of my favorites out there. One of few, if only, where I actually completed the gacha. All monsters. And I know I got it very last minute. Thanksgiving. I was ready to pull. I was like, alright, at least get Sailor Mercury. And then I happened to get her. And then it was like, okay, well, I think it was through a Tokudama. I was like, okay, wait, I can wait a few hours and then Venus's rate up is going to come. And then waited for that. And then I got Venus then. That memorable gacha. Alright, we've got Apple here in the middle. I mean, that was a nice little, they had a little like separate movie thing, right? With different characters. Not bad. Of course, this guy, for the longest time, he was always on my main screen when you did the gacha, right? Now, of course, that's a little pain to do. But still have this guy. Pretty awesome. Don't really get to see Oregon that much often, huh? Recently. Oh, yes, we had that Star Wars collab, which was insane. Vermeer, Beethoven is always nice. You know, that reveal for the Transcension was really good. That whole series was nice. Let's see, what was it? Gintama collab, I think? And then, of course, Lindsay still. Only a 2 luck, so that's probably why I have him there still. Another Lindsay, which has actually transcended. Go figure. Max Murai, Without Max Murai, I wouldn't be here, honestly, right? Choki, Zhang Fei. I mean, interesting gender bend for Monster Strike. You would think somebody like Zhang Fei would stay, that buffy, burly guy, but to each his own. And I think I still have that badge on him just because of that one collab stage, right? Where you had to, it was a water stage, but you had to clear it with fire bombs. Yeah. Ono no Komachi, I only have one. I really want another one, but my main was able to get two, so that's fine. But I believe I have her in this form because of one of the kinky levels. I think, right? Yeah. Normally I like the other form because of, Otsu here, which is probably one of my most used drop monsters, I would assume. And of course we got Shringala, which I'm getting close to max lucking, 74. It's a slow and steady progress, but I'm in no rush. Actually, now that the new Gozetsu points are out, it might actually motivate me to do more. Sailor Mars, one of my few 90 luck gacha monsters, which is great. She is a beast still to this day. Izanami Kai. I remember this was my most hated stage for the longest time. It just sucked. Then Taikobo's Transcension came along, and that's what really unlocked it for me to get comfortable with it. But yeah, that was the most hated stage for the longest time. Bante, it's gotta get that score bonus. Another Beethoven, got Soso, right? Yeah, Cao. And here we go with the Yu-Gi-Oh club where I got 3 Joeys, which was really ridiculous. Ascended 2 of them. Hopefully we get a revival of that gacha, because getting 3 of those would be nice, I'm sure, for a Transcension boost. Let's see, Bremen. Who else we got here? Nata, which I still don't know what's any use for. And then we got these collabs. Lots of Max Lux in a row. Oh, here we go. My first and only impossible or higher Max Lux. Yes, you saw earlier Izanami was still only at 64. Moral was my first. And it was just a fun stage with that gimmick, right? With the shield. Hit one, you gotta hit something else to unlock that shield. So it was I feel like a really clever gimmick, and I actually had fun playing that stage over and over again. I mean, it helped that I had really strong monsters to make it enjoyable, but yeah, definitely one of my top tier stages in Monster Strike. Elizabeth the First, a few usages, which is nice. Antonio Inoki, which is great. That collab that was on Monster Day, right? Like, out of nowhere, but Antonio Inoki, his theme song, really nice. So I just had to do both forms of him, which was just nice to do. It wasn't a hard quest anyway, right? Let's see, May. Not sure I had much use for her. And then Yokai Watch collab was interesting. Kuninushi, yeah. And then the Hunter x Hunter collab. And this little annoying thing, Shin Amaterasu. Wow. When I got through that was such a relief. Again, I have not completed Shin... I already forgot his name. Date Masamune. Not yet. And then we get to the New Year's, right? This year we got Excalibur, got both forms, so 2 drops, as well as mana. I did not have mana for the entire year on my main. My tablet, of course, was able to get 2, which was ridiculous. But finally getting one on my main as well was a great addition. Just to fill out that box. And of course we got Choryo, which I haven't used. Another old Kuninushi. Kato Kiyomasa, I haven't ascended here anywhere just because I actually have her on my main already for, was it Complex? And haven't really played Complex since clearing her. But again, it was an interesting stage for sure. And now having another set of Kato Kiyomasas will for sure make that easier, I'm sure. Let's see, Nezuko, just got another box of her for good measure, as well as her, 6-star max luck, 5-star 90 luck. Seems like a good distribution. I recently got the Axel, and let's see, right, another No recently, another Dahlia, and then another Apple to get the other form, because I think both had some usages. And wrap it up. I'm almost done with the 5th Shito there, so just a few more runs and I should finish that off. Alright, so that is a run through my firebox. Let's just see my usages for fire types now. And okay, so unsurprisingly, No is in the first spot just because, early on, right? What was it? I think a lot of it has to do with Marishiten Kai. While I didn't farm her, I would always just end up expending the Nonos and the Jades. And I was doing that, religiously for a while. I don't really do it anymore. But, I mean, that has to be the reason why it's so high, because you just multiply it by 3 each time. Whereas all of these, at most I had 2 of them. While Purgus in the second slot, again, having her off the bat was a really cool situation. Lisa Hawkeye, that bullet, basically used her as much as I could because that was insane. Ryoma, just, the Slayer to use back in the day. Of course, a little bit lost in the power creep recently, so you don't see him as much. We got regular Kimiko, which I used quite a lot. I had 2 of that, and then of course once I got Sailor Kimiko, I switched to her. Surprised she's not up there on the list, but again, Kimiko hasn't had that much usages lately, so look forward to a nice OP transcension. I'm sure that Tsum Tsum Spider-Man's a surprising one to see. I was pretty excited to get that when I got him early on, right? You saw him early in the box, so using him there. And okay, there you can see the other Ono no Komachi that I said I would normally have, and that's in conjunction with that 10th slot. Of course, Otsu there, they go as a nice 1-2 pair. Shingen, I'm actually surprised is in that 8th slot. I'm not sure. I used, well, maybe that blast and the the Lorelei-esque bump combo to do damage is always nice. And of course, Beethoven, he was pretty darn strong, and I feel like I used him a lot in the Jades as well. Okay, and like I said, I pulled up the video that I pulled the very first drop of this data. It is here, and you can see this is from June 5th. Actually, I forget what year it is, but at least, is that 2 or 3 years old? Anyways, you can see the counts are really small. I was only playing this for 392 days, and I was only ranked 96 back then. Let's see, where am I? The other one? Oh, it's in the first tab. Yeah, so this was 1,050 days ago, so that's almost 3 years ago, right? So how things have changed. Yeah, I guess we've lost Cinderella, of course. That old Evo or Ascended Evo form, I think. And you can see that I had the pre-Evo form as well up there. I guess the interesting thing here is that Spider-Man's surviving, second in usages. Again, I had him early on, so it's not surprising him to see that there, but you know, hanging on to 6th slot is pretty cool. Walpurgis upgrading as well as Ryoma upgrading to stick around. Lindsay, okay. Son Goku, you know that blast and the speed up was a nice combo back then. Agnamu, yeah. And then I guess the 2 was just fillers for fire. But okay. Wow, 20 minutes. Guess I can ramble on when going through my box, but that's it for the fire box. Stay tuned for tomorrow, where we'll take a look at the water box. Probably holds the best monsters in the game. Oh, you know it does. Anyways, if you like what you saw, give me a like, subscribe. You figure out when the next video is coming. Of course, look forward to all the other videos. You know, if we get some cool in-game action, probably with the collab, for example, that might come in and interrupt the flow, but there should be a nice cadence of videos going forward. So thank you for watching, and until next time, bye.